This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Well, then cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Hart.
I wanted to say welcome to the podcast, but I got comments last week that people were expecting me to say, welcome to Mametown.
Oh, yeah. Isn't it
and I was
crazy?
like, it's in my bones.
How much that is just a complete jingle that we all know and love.
It is very true, but we are coming at you from, I'm salivating. I'm sorry. I made us gimlets and they're very tart and nice. Do you like yours?
Yes, I had a sip after you dropped them off. I went to the bathroom and I was like, oh God, she made these Mamrie style.
Oh no.
No, they're good. They're very good. It's that I need a little zing to cut through all of the, anxiety oozing and pulsating out of my body.
Listen, we're recording this specifically on Monday, January 4th, because
November 4th.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, here we go.
It's happening.
This is how out of my brain I am, because we both know that our minds aren't going to be in our bodies tomorrow.
No.
And so there's no way I could come over here and talk about Charlie XCX or whatever the hell I'll talk about today.
I know. No, I know. This is a very crazy week in a lot of different ways, especially for us. Not to make this all about us.
Grace, it's our fucking podcast. We can make it about us if we want to.
That's true. This is the one place where I guess we can do that.
Right?
So, yes, we're recording on Monday so that we can save Tuesday for whatever the hell we want for our own self-care. And then Wednesday, I'm doing my first solo stand-up storytelling show.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. I'm so nervous. But in a good way of just wanting it to go well, but never having done something like this before. So the, infinite variables that could go wrong, course through your mind.
All the variables that could go even better than you expected.
Yeah, I'm trying to tap into the playful spirit that I think will carry me through, but it is a difficult thing to tap into when you can just feel the energy in the air as soon as you leave your house of just this, even though I truly don't think anything is going to be really clarified this week.
By the time you do your show?
I really doubt it. And a lot of people have said to so many different, unless something incredible happens, right?
I don't know.
I guess I can't say for sure what's going to happen, but my gut leans towards this is going to be an ongoing process of figuring, tallies out and disputes.
What if everyone's phone starts going off during your show because the president was announced?
Honestly, that would be joyous. That would be, or actually ruin a core memory for me.
No, I didn't mean to plant it, but once I have this vision, honestly, I have to say it to you.
It would be cosmically hilarious that during a show in which I'm talking about breast cancer, one of the craziest experiences of my life, we find out that Donald Trump is president for another 4 years.
That would be a rough moment.
I don't know what I would do.
Oh, okay. That's not going to happen. And just make everyone turn off their phones.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know what I mean?
I should, make
if
sure.
If it gets close.
But I don't, do you really think that everything's going to be figured out by Wednesday? Because I really feel like it's going to be just a fucking mess.
I have no expectations as far as timeline goes. For me, I just want self-preservation. I also know that it's very nice to know that I leave the country on Saturday. You leave the country on Sunday to head to the UK. So, but but back to your show. It's so exciting because, you were there the first time I did my one-person show in New York, but I put up guardrails on the first one. You came on stage, Flula came on stage, and then I did it solo at the other dates. But the funniest thing is it's a classic us. Yeah. Cut to our first ever This Might Get Weird show in Boston 900 years ago. I was like, I don't know if this is long enough. And I went for 2 hours. Yeah. So I'm just excited to see your show. And I also know that you and we used to be so seasoned to be able to go up there and be like, Lucy Goose. It'd be like, essentially improv, give me a suggestion. I'll fucking talk for an hour and a half.
100%.
But I know we're different beasts now.
I'm very different. I have brain fog happening. And so I can honestly say I'm already very proud of myself because this is the most I've ever prepared for a live event thing that I've been a part of. And it is honestly like the world of stand-up where comics prepare hours, daunting, man.
Okay, hold on. Let me give you a little credit.
Yeah.
And me.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the only place we can do this appropriately.
Don't leave me out of this, the compliment from myself. Is, God bless, I know people work all differently, but stand-ups will work like 5 minutes out, boom, for time and girly. It builds and it builds and it builds and it builds and builds and builds, and then it's an hour.
Yeah.
We're just going out there and being like, here's my puss.
Yep.
Do you like it? There's no foreplay.
Basically like, I've never done this before, ever. So yeah, sure, I'll just memorize 1 hour worth of comedy things to say out loud to people.
Do you want me to have cue cards in the audience?
Honestly, look, I've been thinking about so many ways. And I did think, like, is there a way to get like a teleprompter behind everyone like they do at political rallies?
I'm just your daytime talk show producer being like, the bit about the raspberries.
Well, it's
the bit about the raspberries.
I was telling Elliot's like, just, because he's done this a million times.
Right.
So he's like, just make an outline for yourself, like have linking, like, phrases and things. And I was like, my brain doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to like visualize how the text looks in the document that I've been memorizing it off of for the last 2 weeks. And the funny thing is, so I did like a part of the show at Alyssa's, book launch event the other week, which was really great, just to be like, here's what it feels like to be on stage by myself trying to tell jokes. And the one thing I was laughing with Elliot the other night that caught me off guard is that I like lost my place like in the beginning of doing my 15 minutes, and it's only because like I heard laughter for the first time.
Oh, and it threw you off.
I was like with everyone, like that was funny, right? And then I just was totally blank.
So what do you got? Anyway, guys, you got any jokes?
Wow. I honestly have not heard this with laughter before, and it spooked me for a second. So there will be moments where hearing the way people react to different things will throw me off, and I will comically have to get myself back on track.
Because look, there's going to be things that people laugh at way more than you think.
Yeah.
And there's going to be things that people absolutely take as a serious statement that you thought was a joke.
Yes, 100%. Because the other difference too is that doing Alyssa's event, like that was for her. So most of the people there didn't know who I was or like my style of comedy. So there were jokes that I thought were funny that didn't totally land.
They thought were a little dark.
There were, some older people in the audience, like in their 50s and 60s that like didn't laugh as hard at the internet type jokes that I was making. But that's all to say that this show, I think, will be a different experience in that way, that I think it'll be very warm and very cool. And a lot of like people that I know from, YouTube are like coming out to the show, they've said. So that is intimidating and exciting. So
I know. I've been invited by other people. And I'm like, well, first of all, thanks. I'm going.
Yeah.
But thank you for the invite. And then, but also, I know you. So I kind of want to be in the back pacing around.
Yeah, 100%. That's how I was with your show in Brooklyn. That I was like, thank God I get to be in the back here, just like moving around and jumping up and down at the things I like. Yeah, so that one has been kind of nice to be distracted. Yeah, like so I haven't really been paying attention. Today was like the first day that it really like felt like tomorrow's happening.
Today was the day because I actually had a meeting across town, which like in real life.
Wow. Oh, I thought you did it on Zoom. Oh no. It was IRL.
It was IRL. So I did like the get up, get cute, put on real pants.
Yeah. And
I put on a jumpsuit, so I saved a step.
Yeah.
Go drive on the lot, give the ID. Like those nerves, like sit in traffic for an hour, realize, oh, I should have taken a shit before I left.
Yep.
Now, is it weird if I like check in 15 minutes early and be like, but don't bring me up there yet. I just need to take a shit and go back to my car and sweat for a little more. Like
100%.
Real person nerves. But since I was in the car, I was listening to like MSNBC, there, back, etc. And it made me think like how much for those 4 years that who was president, I would obsessively listen to the news and how I don't want to go. Mainly, like, I don't want to go back to that.
Yeah.
I don't want to go like
We're not going back.
We're not.
Sorry. it's embedded like the intro to Mamrie's videos, to a Mamecom video.
We're not going back.
We're not going back.
Oh god! And also,
It's
you guys,
so cringy, but it's like it's what they got.
it's what they got. But anyway, I mainly selfishly, besides like, protecting reproductive rights and minorities and LGBTQ and trans youth and everything.
And legalizing marijuana.
Besides all that, I'm like, no, don't make me listen to the news every day. I want to forget government exists for 1 second.
Yeah.
And I know that's a privilege, but like, I can't hear his voice for 4 more years.
No, it's very triggering.
Fuck.
It sucks. It's
I'm sorry. I mean, although like Elliot would have great material with all the JD Vance stuff because he's so good at that. It's
he's
freaky.
got a dissertation to write. He doesn't need to have plenty of material. But 100%.
I know. I got nervous. He was going to do a lot of JD Vance stuff, and it was going to give you the ick.
Yeah,
because it's JD Vance, not because it's Elliot.
No, he's really good at it, and so that is like, it's not an ick. I'm just like, you're very silly. This is very funny. It's unfortunate that it's this relation to this human that sucks in real life, but you're very good at this. Hungryroot is the easiest way to eat healthy. They send you fresh, high-quality groceries, simple, delicious recipes, and essential supplements. It's like having someone else do all the planning and shopping so you don't even have to think about it. And not thinking about things is one of my favorite things to do. Hungryroot gets to know your personal health goals, your dietary restrictions, your favorite foods, how much time do you want to spend cooking, and more. Then they build you a personalized cart with all of your grocery needs for the week, including easy 4-ingredient recipes to put those groceries to use. Just recently, we got this chicken taco salad in ours. It took 9 minutes to put together and was absolutely delicious. We also got a black bean and cheese rice bowl. Again, 15 minutes to put together. I love feeling like I am making myself food, and I love the ease in which Hungryroot allows me to make it. Each order is fully customizable, so you can take their suggestions or you can choose anything you want. They've got fresh produce, high quality meat and seafood, healthy snacks, smoothies, sweets, ready to eat meals, kids snacks and meals, vitamins and supplements. I've even started getting some protein powder on Hungryroot, and so much more. Everything from Hungryroot follows a simple standard. It's got to taste good, be quick to make, and contain whole, trusted ingredients. And right now, Hungryroot is offering This Might Get Weird listeners 40% off your first delivery and free veggies for life. What? You just go to hungryroot.com/TMGW to get 40% off your first delivery and get your free veggies. Again, that's hungryroot.com/TMGW. I'm literally salivating thinking about it. Don't forget to use our link so they know that we sent you.
Y'all, I have talked at length about how much I love Skims, but have I told you how much I love the Skims holiday shop? I'm not even kidding. They are my favorite. I recently got some little panties, some little soft bralettes, but to me, the star of the holiday shop and the one that you should really consider gift giving this year is the Soft Lounge sleep set. Oh my God, I got a pair of these PJs last year, and even though they had snowflakes on them, I wore them all year long, okay? And now I got a pair of red ones, and I don't want to wear anything else. To be honest, I would wear these pajamas in public. They are the softest PJs, and I like to consider myself a pajama connoisseur. I want to get these for my moms, for my sister, for all my girlfriends that I want to lounge on the couch with, and I don't want them to be jealous of how soft my PJs are. Truly, truly the best gift of this year. Plus, when you think of Christmas, what about a little holiday picture in front of the tree wearing pajamas? How cute is that? Well, I've got new red ones that I cannot wait to wear. For real, check out Skims as always, but check out their holiday line too. I personally love wearing a little white thong with hot pink snowflakes, baby. Maybe only I see it. Or someone else who's on the naughty list. So if you want to give it a try, shop Skims holiday shop at skims.com. They're available in styles for women, men, kids, even pets. And if you haven't, be sure to let them know we sent you. After you place your order, select podcast in the survey and select our show in the drop-down menu that follows. Let them know that this might not only get weird, but it might get very comfortable. I'm serious. Try the pajamas.
Okay, look, I know that none of you watch porn, but just in case you have any friends that do, help me pass along this important PSA. Incognito mode does not make you incognito. Audible gasp. Yeah, you gotta check the fine print. All your late night activities are still 100% visible to a ton of third parties, unless you use ExpressVPN. Without ExpressVPN, these third parties can still see every website you visit, even in incognito mode. Your internet service provider, your mobile network provider, the admins of your Wi-Fi network, ExpressVPN reroutes 100% of your traffic through secure, encrypted servers so third parties cannot see your browsing history. It hides your IP address, making it extremely difficult for third parties to track your online activity. It's easy to use. You just fire up the app, click one button, and you're protected. It works on all devices, phones, laptops, tablets, and more, so you can stay private on the go. And it's rated #1 by top tech reviewers like CNET and The Verge. I love ExpressVPN because sometimes I like to watch British programming that we do not get here in the United States. I'm not talking about porn, you guys. I'm talking about like shows where dogs get adopted and it's really heartwarming, but for some reason we don't have all of the most recent episodes in the US. So I use ExpressVPN to scramble my IP and get a UK IP and watch from there. But there's plenty of reasons why you should try it. And right now, you can take advantage of ExpressVPN's Black Friday, Cyber Monday offer to get the absolute best VPN deal you'll find all year. Use our special link, expressvpn.com/TMGW, to get 4 extra months with the 12-month plan or 6 extra months with the 24-month plan, totally free. That's expressvpn.com/TMGW to get an extra 4 or even 6 months of ExpressVPN for free. Happy porning.
Okay, speaking of Morgan boys.
Yeah, because this week is anxiety inducing, but last week was fun.
Last week was so fun.
Yeah, it was. How quickly you turn a corner, because last week, like, in the rare moment of extroversion, Elliot and I went out with you and Chip for Halloween, and we really did it, even though we went to bed or went home pretty early, and I can't wait to hear about the rest of your night. But
I mean, not much to report, but you guys, we decided to do Halloween together. I already said on the podcast, I was like, I'm not going to do the margarita machine. I'm not putting up the decorations. I was supposed to be in North Carolina, and like, it's just a lot of effort and a lot of money. And I'm sorry, but I'm still going to sit this one out. So we decided instead to go to our friend Henry Zabrowski's party of Last Podcast on the Left, who we've been friends with for a million years in New York. And we were like, let's go to an adult party and like bar hop.
Yeah. I was like, this is what we used to do all the time. And I like was like, oh my God, I haven't done this in so long, let alone in a costume.
Well, okay. The varying degrees of costumes were wild because you had already debuted your handmade, I'm talking about super glued yarn on a ski mask animal costume, which I feel like could win some awards.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it is pretty horrific when you get up close with it. So like,
I don't want, if I saw that in an alley, I'd shoot it.
No,
I'd shoot it.
That was the really fun thing because I made Elliot's beaker costume, which is really easy.
So cute.
So fun and super easy to make one. If anyone thinks about it moving forward, they're really, really easy. And the payoff is amazing because he's just like a 6'4" lumbering, like very recognizable children's show icon. And so I was trying to make like a Bunsen thing with like a green swim cap and be like, oh, we'll be a cute, we never do like a couple's well, we do sometimes, but we don't go out on Halloween. So
what have you done couple's costume at home?
Only for that wedding that we went to.
Oh, wedding. Okay. I was like, you guys
Elliot.
couple's costume at home
just for fun.
For Halloween?
Yeah, date night. But the Bunsen costume did not work. So I was like, okay, I have to wear this animal costume because I'm very proud of it. But
you should be.
It's a lot. Like I catch my own reflection and I'm like, holy fuck, that is a bit of a nightmare, especially as a 5'9" like human in the costume.
Yeah. If you were like, if you were a 3 foot tall, if you were Hezbollah in it, you'd be like, that's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. But I'm generally like, it's like your animal's bigger brother.
Yeah.
Who like shouldn't be that wild for his height.
Right. Because you're like, there's something dangerous about this thing being this big. Like when it's animal that you're like, he's contained and he's like scrawny. But like when I'm just a big, you're like, there's something that could get real dangerous about this.
And as a drummer, you kind of looked like the animal version of like Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
Like you were like, no, you got to be tinier. I need spaghetti arms.
Yeah, honestly, I was a little like,
but I loved it so much.
Insecure about it being too much.
Oh no, don't be insecure. It was the best.
But then, when we got in the mix of Halloween, having a ski mask on all night.
Yeah, anonymity.
The anonymity was incredible because this is also a party where it's like, the potential of seeing people I have known for years that I haven't seen forever was very high. And so like to be a bit like anonymous was fucking amazing. However, I would forget what I looked like and I would catch someone staring at me from like a distance across the house or across the bar we went to and just like looking at me with like fear and cure and like I
You're like,
know
is that one of those wolfmen from Peru?
Right. Like I think that's animal, but also what is that? What is that? And so I would catch people's eyes and I got little beady eyes underneath that they can't even see. So it was really fun. And at one point during the party, it was really funny. We were like talking to Chip, you were talking to someone else, and we were like having a serious like life conversation. Yeah. And then I just like started cracking up because I remembered what I looked like. Yes. And he was like, yeah, talking to you in these eyes down here is very funny.
Oh man. Okay, so we met here. I was baby Billy.
You did everything you said you were going to do. You had texted me earlier in the day being like, you want to come over at this time? I'm currently trying to mold dentures to my real teeth.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, I bought like cheap fake. You could, listen, just like one of those little public libraries, fake teeth are everywhere until you need them. Okay?
Yeah. True.
Big fake teeth are everywhere. And so I was on Amazon. Sorry, I know, Bezos, Washington Post. I get it. Whatever. And so anyway, I got fake teeth and they came in and when you get something from Amazon, you're like, oh, these are like cheap.
Yeah. Like someone might have put their teeth in these teeth before.
Yeah. Like I put them in and it was like, my gums will bleed in 30 seconds and they look bad. Yeah. So then I saw this other pair that was like $40 and I was like, that's a splurge.
Yeah.
But if I don't order them on Prime now, I'm not going to have them. And like the teeth are distinctly baby Billy.
Yeah. The teeth make that man.
Without that, then you're just like a tan,
you could be a lot of other people. Yeah.
So anyway, so I get it in and I open it and I'm like, oh no, it's not like pre-made dentures where you just stick in. It's a strip. It's a hard strip of plastic, completely straight, like a ruler, and like with like some clear on the back. And it gives you these directions like, hey, put these in boiling water.
Hey girl, listen.
Hey girl, what's up? You need some fake teeths? Well, then you better read.
Make yourself some tea. You take that hot water.
Yeah, teeths. T-E-A-Fs. So it was like, put it in hot water until the glue on the back goes clear. Then it was like, in caps, start a timer for 2 minutes. And they were like, then you're going to take the strip that's malleable, hold it into your teeth, press, because you want that glue to like essentially go into the crevices.
Oh my God.
Because like you don't have anything on the roof of your mouth like that. It just becomes like its own retainer, essentially. They were like, leave it only in for 2 minutes. If it doesn't come off your teeth, do not pull. That was in bold. Yeah. Do not pull. Because I'm like, sorry, has someone ripped their teeth out in a freak out?
Clearly.
They were like, do not pull, fill your mouth with the hot water, allow the glue to loosen again, then pull out. So I was terrified.
Yeah, because you're like, how much is this funny costume worth me needing dental repairs on my human real teeth?
Thank you. I go to the dentist just once a Trump presidency. Okay. Yeah. So hopefully never again. But so I did it, and luckily after I didn't keep it in for 2 minutes. It'd be like 30 seconds, then I'd be like, let's get it hot again. Yeah, 30 seconds. But we got it done. I put on baby Billy, and I told Chip, I was like, don't come in here as I'm getting done. First of all, nothing more humbling than putting on your male partner's suit and it being tight on you.
Oh yeah, because I was like, where'd you get this suit? You're like, it's Chip's.
He wore it to a wedding a few years ago. So I come out and I go, first of all, you were skinny at that wedding. I was like, were those the keto years?
Yeah.
What the hell? But I come out and baby Billy clogs during the song Misbehavin'. I wore my tap shoes.
Yeah. Yeah. That was an added bonus.
Chip was like, no one's going to notice. I was like, I'll make them notice.
Oh, she made sure everyone knew that she had tap shoes on. And it started like small and fun and normal. And then it grew throughout the night. The more that I would just like, I would start hearing them from a distance and turn around and she's tapping for the masses.
You know, get what you want. But anyway, once I had the full baby Billy gear on.
Yeah.
Then the
it
accent
took you over.
Then the accent came in. And then I couldn't stop to the point where I was talking to Beans in it. Like, you know.
It was all night. And it was a true commitment to character like I've never seen from you before. That I was like, you tell me you don't want to act anymore. This is method as fuck right now.
It got to a point where talking in my normal voice felt foreign.
Yeah, it was strange to hear you go in and out of it.
Now, did Elliot like it? Because I feel like I got in some good lulls.
He loved it because he had told his brother that you were going as baby Billy. Because that's the thing is that Righteous Gemstones is like, I was talking to Tim. He's like, I don't watch that show. Like, you know, TV is fractured of like who watches what. I was like, yeah, that was the interesting thing to see like who recognized you and who didn't because you're like, oh, I don't know how many people watch this show.
Well, also because it's a show that it's like, it's a send up of the evangelical community or whatnot.
Yeah.
But also like there's just enough things that are like kind of like serious, not serious, but like a little scary and a little like, you know, like action movie. And then the rest is like farce. Yeah. So, you know, it's like a weird vibe.
Yeah,
it's like, you know, like incredibly heightened.
It's very much a Danny McBride production.
Like he's on the top of my vision board.
Yeah.
But so anyway, so I'm just talking and I mean, and we go to this party, which if you know Last Pot on the Left, like they do a lot of like devilly, Satan-y stuff. And like Henry's wife did an entire silk aerial show.
Oh my God.
It was insane. The contortionists.
We walked into the house and there was a full rig set up of aerial activities.
Scaffolding. I said to Henry, I go, are we auditioning for American Ninja Warrior tonight?
It was just in their backyard in a very residential neighborhood. I was, if you couldn't see it behind my ski mask, shook. And then when the show started, I was like, oh shit, this is a full like Cirque du Soleil production happening right now.
We got demons. We got shining twins. We got
like 10 or 12 people in the cast.
It was a troupe. But meanwhile, you know, you're standing there watching and I got on tap shoes. And so everyone's quiet. And I'm like, I'll be like, I'm going to get a drink. And it's like,
yeah,
just tippy.
If Mamrie shifted her weight at all, you just hear click, click.
And then like they do something crazy, and I'm like, hold on now, This dark sided now.
It was beautiful. It was very artistic. It was really beautiful. Yes. But it was also like a party full of comedians, so you could feel that there was like this tension.
You wanted to say a joke
that wanted to break because I was like in the corner in the back. And Elliot just like took a picture of me watching, and I'm just like in awe, but I'm dressed as animal. Just like,
but someone does like a full spiral out of a silk split, and I'm like, that's crazy now. Yeah. You know, but here's the thing, is that even when we were there were people there I've known for 15 years who I've probably hung out with, let's say 30, 40 times, but like not recently, that I just had to walk up to and pull out my teeth and be like, it's Mamrie. And I still saw them nod and not get it,
not fully understand.
I'm like,
what was happening.
I look so different that like they kind of hear a name and they still can't register it.
Yeah, there was a big disconnect for sure happening. I did like at one point, I think you met someone that was like listening to the podcast or something.
Well, I talked to someone for a bit and they were like, you know, Henry, we talked back and forth. They talked about internet stuff and they said something about the internet days and something about you. And I was like, and I went, oh, Grace is 3 feet behind you dressed as animal.
Yeah, because the man turned around and then he went, oh! And then he turned back around to you. And I was just like, that's very cool.
But no, his wife was a listener, so he took a picture with us. But I just thought, it's just so funny to be like, Grace is so incognito.
Yeah, that's what I love.
I could be like, that's my friend who's visiting from Slovakia. And they'd be like, great.
Same with Elliot. Just like a full tube around his head that no one had any idea. It was so great. And that Henry's wife, who was like doing the aerialist, she lit herself on fire at the end.
It was crazy.
Her arms first, like it was full on production. So cool, so not expected.
No.
And then as soon as it was done, we were like, you want to go see Jax's bar?
So then we get in a car and we head to Jax's in Studio City. If you watch reality TV at all, you will know that Jax is from Vanderpump Rules and Now the Valley, and he is the villain, and he has his own bar, and it's essentially like just a covered patio. But we had seen a bunch about it because we were doing the reality pod.
Yeah, you've talked about it a few times about us going.
Because I knew they were doing like screening parties of the Valley. And then I also saw that like over the weekend they had a Halloween party and all the like, you know, the Toms and stuff were there.
Yeah, okay.
From Vanderpump, and it was a thing. And then I went on to his bar's Instagram and it was like costume contest tonight. So I was like, Grace, let's go. And maybe we can, while dressed completely incognito,
crush this costume contest.
Go see this. Guys, we showed up. There were 4 people there and they were playing trivia.
It was the saddest
thing I've ever seen.
And we just stood outside. Me dressed as an animal and Beaker were just standing there like lost little Muppets. And Mamrie's tapping and looking inside. She's like poking through every little hole out front to see what's going on. There's photos I have on my phone of her just like looking at the sign being like, what's going on here?
I'm going to put them on Patreon. But so we went to another bar, had a great time. It's where we had the Camp Dakota rap party. It's like a cabin bar.
Yeah, that was really sweet.
Our friend Steve met us. Steve had told me earlier in the day, he was like, I'm just going to the gay bar, the Eagle. He was like, I'm just going to wear a robe and like nothing underneath it. And I was like, Steve, maybe not. Like try a little harder.
You're such a creative person.
Yeah. I was like, at least like hold a coffee mug and a rolled up newspaper and be like the person in the neighborhood who goes to get the newspaper but like is spying on neighbors.
Nosy neighbor.
So he showed up wig in rollers, you know, like great. A glass of wine, little binoculars. It was super cute, but I gave a full tap performance at that bar.
Yeah, that's when I turned around and Mamrie was just tap dancing because some guy tapped me on the shoulder who was not in a costume and was like, do you guys come to this bar often? To me and Elliot. And he's like, I just picked up my friend from the airport. And then we were like, okay. And then I hear tap, 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 tap. And I turn around and Mamrie's doing a full 8 count of like kickball change. People
were clapping.
It was because he's like, it was the end kind of, it felt like, of the festivities happening in this bar.
Not for me.
No, we walked in and people all looked at us when we first walked in. You could tell that people were just like, we've all been in this bar. Like, we've all been staring at each other. Like there was
here's some fresh meat.
A whole booth of girls that looked like, you know, they didn't find the people maybe they wanted to like link up with that night. And so they were front and center for your performance and got into it.
You give me a light applause, I'm going to give you a heavy effort. Yeah. I was at the bar and up walks a guy dressed as Jesus.
Nice.
You know, I'm a preacher and I go, well. Him and this is how you know that I'm to the point of the night where I should have gone home.
Yeah. And Mamrie says earlier in this podcast that she's not good at improv anymore. It was an entire night of Mamrie doing a one-woman show, fully improvised.
No, but it crossed the border where I was like setting him up for jokes.
Yeah.
And he was just not catching it.
No.
And like he was improvising and be like, yeah, well, I'm Jesus. And I'm like, I'm very familiar. I make you a lot of money. And we're going back and forth. And he was not getting any of the jokes. So then I just went like, well, I'm done. I was like, I'm done with you. I was like, you got to give me something, Jesus. Okay, the holidays are coming up, and between office parties and family get-togethers, do you feel a little more bloated around this time of year? Are you looking for a way to get ahead of that bloat? And can it be hard to prioritize your health during this hectic season? I mean, you're going to cookie swaps, you're going to other parties, you're just eating and drinking left and right, and baby, I don't want to buy new pants. No. Well, luckily, that's where Seed comes in. If you haven't tried it, the Seed DS1 is formulated with 24 clinically and scientifically studied strains to support whole body benefits, including gut health, skin health, heart health, immune health, gut barrier integrity, gut microbial balance, and micronutrient synthesis. And just get this, 2 capsules a day. I know, when I said all those big fancy words, it sounds like you were going to take a whole handful of things. No, just 2 a day. I incorporate it in the morning, okay? While that coffee is brewing, I am doing all the things to set myself up for a good day of gut health. But don't just listen to me, okay? 81% of members feel less sluggish after meals after starting DS10. And there are even strains shown to support clearer, healthy-looking skin in as little as 12 weeks, okay? It's not just your nighttime routine, what you put on your skin. Sometimes it's what you put in your body. And a little thing that helps me with the Seed DS1 is traveling, because I've talked at length and written at length about how I get a little irregular when I go abroad, and I'm about to go abroad this weekend. Well, I am packing my Seed to help me maybe maintain a shred of regularity. So if you want to feel less bloated, if you want better skin, if you want to feel less sluggish, if you want all of these amazing benefits, then get ahead of the new year with a routine that helps you now by going to seed.com/weird and use code 25TMGW to get 25 off your first month. That's 25% off your first month of Seed's DS1 Daily Symbiotic at seed.com/weird with the code 25TMGW. Be honest, you have one of those friends that talks about using their miles to go on free trips, and you're like, oh wow, yeah, that's very cool, but you don't know what the heck they're talking about. Well, it's time to get knowledgeable about all those points, all right? So let's talk about Capital One miles. Capital One miles are unique because you can use them to offset any travel purchase at a rate of 1 cent per point. No special portals or complex booking methods needed. And speaking of portals, you can also get access to an exclusive travel portal full of more deals. And you can transfer your points to an extensive list of transfer partners as well to book direct with airlines. You guys, when I started finally paying attention to like points and miles in airlines, I was getting those upgrades left and right and probably talking about them on my podcast that you're listening to right now. So if you're wondering how to earn these magical miles, I have really great news for you. Right now, you can earn 75,000 bonus miles with Capital One's welcome offer on the Venture Rewards credit card. Plus, the card earns 2 times Capital One miles on everything. Capital One is the credit card. It was the first credit card I ever got, if I'm being honest. So here's what you're going to do. If you're already daydreaming on your next almost as good as free trip, my friends over at Daily Drop wrote up 7 reasons why you need the Capital One Venture Rewards credit card. You can check it out using the link in the description. Once again, that's going on to the Daily Drop for 7 reasons why you need the Capital One Venture Rewards credit card. Amazing. So anyway, you guys go home from there, which was
we left at like
nice move.
10 o'clock.
We're crazy.
And I was so tired because, we don't do that. And as soon as we planted the seed in both of our heads that we were going to order Taco Bell that night, it was like game over. So as soon as Steve showed up, I was like, Steve's here. They're hanging out. We can go, Elliot.
You were like, the next round of babysitter has arrived.
No, and then we went home and we ordered $50 of Taco Bell. And
how do you do that?
Oh, very easily.
It's got to be the fees. It's got to be the delivery fees.
Oh, for sure. It's mostly fees. But yeah, we ordered a sensible amount. We ate all of it. And so that was pretty cool because it was also the retro menu had just started too.
See, here's the thing is I didn't start enjoying Taco Bell till about 5 years ago, so I don't have any nostalgia about it.
Yeah, no, I don't either. I just have seen people post about it, and so I was like, oh, I guess that's cool. The packaging looked like cool, but also we got pretty high, so it was just like, I just want a chalupa, please.
Yes. Did you know, by the way, I discovered this today. Did you know Chipotle has crunchy shell tacos? This is new.
No, I didn't know that.
This is new.
I'm not really a Chipotle person.
Here's the thing. I love a Chipotle, and one just opened like 4 blocks away.
Nice.
It's a great salad. They have tofu, anyway, I was shook because we never go to Chipotle because Chip likes crunchy tacos. And then I was like, pound the alarm.
Carrot, that's happening. Yeah, because that's the...
forget the election. Chipotle has crunchy shells.
The nacho Dorito shells. That
love
Taco
those
Bell.
Doritos Locos.
Doritos Locos. We got a few of those. That was fantastic. And then went to bed with big full tummies, woke up with sore tummies, and a text from you that said, we continued on to the gay bars.
Okay, so then Steve was like, hey, do you guys want to go to the Eagle with me? He was like, Mamrie, I have to bring you to the Eagle. You look like an old man. Mm-hmm. And I was like, 100%. I don't know. I'm exhausted. And then, Well,
also, we walked into the bar before, and you and Chip immediately ordered 2 double gin and tonics each. And I was like,
no, he did. He handed it to me. I go, why is the glass so big?
Because Elliot goes, whoa, what are those? And then Chip just goes, real demure, G&Ts. And I was like, those are big boy G&Ts. They're ready to play. Elliot, we got to get the hell out of here.
Well, because we were at the party and
no, I know.
we
it
had
been
drinks,
slow
but
drinks.
we had been like watching the show for like 45 minutes. So we weren't keeping up with the pace that can keep you awake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no, I said to Chip, I go, why is this so big? Is it a double? He was like, yeah. I was like, you didn't even tell me. But so anyway, Steve's like, let's go to the Eagle. And I'm like, he's like, I have to take you to the Eagle like this. And I was like, Chip, do you want to go? I was like, because you look really cute dressed like Marty McFly from Back to the Future 2. So you're probably going to get hit on.
Yeah.
You got a mustache. You look adorable. So we go. And of course it's packed. And and this is, I've told a story, but this is only the second time I've ever been to this bar.
Yeah.
This is not like a gay bar you bring your girlfriends to.
No, I think I've been once years and years ago.
Oh, really?
But like, yeah, I don't even remember the context.
So we go, and of course, Steve knows everyone there.
Yeah.
And is saying, hey, but it's a huge bar.
Yeah.
So there's probably, I'm going to say like 250, 300 people there.
Wow.
There's like lots of outdoor patios.
No, I haven't been here.
No,
okay.
no.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm confusing with another place. Okay.
So we go, we're walking around, and again, I feel incognito.
Yeah.
Some people know who I am. I'm, like being like, hey, nice pecker, like whatever. I don't think I am, but we're having a good time. And then it's so funny because, Steve is like making me take pictures of him, like with his robe open. I'm always, the photographer for the thirst traps. That'll go on the like close friends Instagram story the next day.
Yes.
And so we're walking around and then a guy comes up to me and he's like, are you baby Billy? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you have to be in the costume contest. We're about to do a costume contest. Will you do it?
Oh my God. This is all you've wanted all night.
And Steve goes, a straight girl can't win the gay bar costume contest. And I was like,
he outed you.
I was like, how dare you? So the guy's like, well, think about it. You look great. Like, I had to come ask you. You look amazing. So he goes up there and he hosts it. And like, the costumes come out and it's like the best costume there was like Slutty Gordon's fisherman, and
right.
like, but the rest of them was just like, oh, hi, I'm in a leather thong and have little devil wings, nothing. And you're steaming.
You're biting through your dentures, bleeding into your gums.
They are permanently into my teeth because I'm gritting so hard. And I was like, none of them are even putting on a show. Like, I was like, the Gordon's fisherman isn't even like pretending to cast a line. I was like, I would have been up there serving interview. I would have been tap dancing. I would have been like, you sinners, you're all sinners. Like,
you would have become the mayor of that bar.
They would have loved me or hated me, but either way, I would have gotten a reaction.
Yeah, you would have been talked about.
I would have left there and been on the tip of everyone's tongue. And so anyway, we keep going, we're hanging out, we're partying. I knock over a drink, the usual, the usual. We come home. Me and Chip wake up the next day. We're like, oof, oof. I was way more worse for wear than he was, right?
Really? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like I just was like, I did eat enough, but he came home and ate.
Yeah.
And I didn't eat anything when we got home.
Yeah.
Even though he like tried to convince me to order. I was like, no. I'm on a diet. Says the girl just had like 20 gin and tonics. So anyway, worse for the next day. And then Steve and I are texting and I was like, I just sent him the quote like, a straight woman can't win the costume contest at the gay bar. And he was like, yeah, I woke up feeling really stupid for that. You should have been on stage. But so I had such a good time.
Wow. Yeah.
But like, no, all night. It was so good.
It was so fun. Even like we took a lap around your neighborhood before we even went out. And it was so cute to be around just like all the kids trick-or-treating, all of the energy of like parents taking like children around, which we don't get in our neighborhood at all. And so if I haven't been around that for years.
Here's the thing too. I'm across the street from a church.
Yeah.
And I love that they have like a huge celebration there.
Yeah.
Because that's how my mom's church is back in Elkin. It's like, they're not going like, ooh, Halloween's evil. They're more like, hey, let's make a whole fun party where you can come and get candy. We also, for any of you OGs out there, I live very close to our old friend Sarah Weichel.
Swike, yeah.
Swike, who has left the industry of the internet and all that and is now an incredible designer.
Interior design company you should watch. She's making really fun content around it now, for sure.
Yeah, Swike on Instagram. She's making really cool stuff. But so we round the corner and I'm like, oh, we're going to pass by Sarah's house. I wonder if she's handing out candy. Should we go knock and like be like, trick or treat? And we're like, oh, the lights are off. But we see her taking out the trash. And I'm like, Sarah Weichel. Sarah Wackle.
In full care. She's pretending she doesn't hear her own name being yelled at her. Mamrie continues to say her name over and over. And then I finally go, it's Grace and Mamrie, Sarah. And we're dressed like idiots.
And she comes out and we're like, you party pooper, you're not handing out candy. Like, curse your name. And she's like, no, I'm about to get a furniture delivery. And then a furniture truck pulls up in the middle of trick-or-treaters and drops it off. Anyway, I digress. It was just hilarious to be like, none of our friends are even recognizing us.
It was so beautiful. Fun. Yeah, it was so funny too to watch Elliot crush it with the children because Beaker's such a recognizable thing. And he just was like wanting to kind of go incognito, but somehow everyone was like, Beaker.
well, we were walking down the street and someone was like, there's another Beaker 10 feet away.
Kurt.
Yeah. Anyway, I just had a really great Halloween and I had, not that I had low expectations because I knew we were going to a party where we were having fun, but it was nice to like get out there. I've just been handing out candy for a bit.
No, it was super fun. I didn't get to do any of it last year. And our neighborhood is very hilly. So kids don't trick or treat at all in our neighborhood. So you see a lot of cool decorations, but you don't get the like energy that of everyone on the streets the way it was around here. So it was like really, really fun. And again, cannot emphasize going incognito is like amazing.
Are you just going to be a person who starts to wear a ski mask?
Yeah, I'm going to figure out how to make my costumes focused around a ski mask every year. But that's the reason that I didn't love it at first was because it's like I wanted to be able to say hi to people that I saw on the street and not be like, oh, I'm this creepy, weird thing behind a mask. But it was really, really fun.
Well, I mean, we got so used to wearing masks during COVID.
Well, that's what it felt a little bit like.
Well, honestly. When it started to be like, oh, you don't need to wear the mask to the grocery store. I did have a little... But
I know. And I still do because, you know, I'm technically, well, no, like on planes and stuff. Yeah, I'll do it on planes for sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's like I like the incognito and also on planes it just feels a little, I don't know.
What's also people safer. Are gross.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People are very, very gross.
I just lived in a valley of farts the last time I was on a plane. Yeah. I mean, I think I said this on the pod. I watched him eat a whole huge bag of Cheez-Its just one by one. And just farting for 3 hours. I said, get a handful, man. Why do I have to hear this bag rustle every single Cheeto?
Did you
Not
see
Cheeto, Cheez-It.
Did you see Heidi Klum's costume this year?
E.T.?
Yeah.
She killed it.
Crushed it.
Here's what I'll say is when she took off the costume and just partied and just had on the piece on her face.
Oh, I didn't see those photos.
She just looked exactly like the worm again.
Oh, really?
Like she has something about looking like a worm.
Yeah. I like the aesthetic she goes for. It is wormy a little bit, but it's very, very fun.
Would you still love me if I were a worm type of stuff? Oh, man.
I'm trying to look at my list of like what else is going on right now.
I mean, how are we supposed to be able to think about it? You know what I mean? Like,
I heard on TikTok someone say, and I was like, that's so good, that airport rules are in effect, which means that
international waters,
time and money don't matter. And if you need to drink at any time of the day, you know, you got to do what you got to do.
I've been holding up my glass of Cheers for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Right now, in a less joyous way, or it could be joyous, right now, it's the week between Christmas and New Year's.
Mm-hmm. Like that weird purgatory.
Look, I have work to do. I have things to do. We are going to the UK and we're like, we have more show to plan. We've got to pack. Like we're both going on little vacations after the UK show. So we've got a lot to do, but I still feel like I could wear pajamas all day and like not leave my living room.
I was just like standing in my house today being like, there's so much stuff I could be doing and need to do, but I'm paralyzed by the overwhelm and I'd like to default to couch and television, if that's okay. You're not caught up on GBBO?
Yes, I am.
You are?
Yeah. Nelly. Spoiler. What is it called?
Spoiler
alert.
Yeah.
I was like, trigger warning.
Spoiler alert.
Nelly.
I mean, but like, what a joy.
I'm obsessed with her.
What an absolute light, and they had to get rid of her because you can't let that much charisma run loose on that show.
Here's the thing.
She should host.
She should host. Oh, she should be a guest. They never have guest hosts. Here's the thing. It's like us. No guests.
Yeah.
No guests. Here's the thing is I feel like she went out when we get the GBVO, it was like 2 days after, or it's the day after Halloween.
Yeah.
That Friday. I feel like if she had that episode a week before where she had on the little headpiece and orange and everything, there would have been Nelly Halloween costumes.
Oh, 100%.
You know?
I mean, the beret and the sunglasses the week before, like I just wanted to see the continuous evolution of the character of Nelly. Because also, I was talking to Tim about this because we debrief about GBBO every week.
That's so cute.
It's very sweet. That her themes of her cakes, even though she's like this cartoonish, funny, joyous woman, were like very beautiful.
Very deep.
They were like,
I'm in the autumn of my life.
Here's a cake about being a wise older woman. Here's a cake about loving my husband and my family so deeply. Here's a cake about just like loving life so beautifully. I was just like, we have so much to learn from Nelly.
I said, whoa, Nelly.
Yeah,
Nelly Furtado's first album. Never better.
100%. Yeah, that was sad, but like what a way to go out. She went out as a true champion.
We definitely have started making sure that there are sweets in the house if we're going to watch it.
Oh yeah, we've been baking a lot more, which is very fun. Autumn has felt like a time to do it. Yeah, I made a pie the other week.
Wait, what kind of pie?
Oh, what was it called? It was called
that was last week.
Apple Dutch pie or something. It was like
a caramel?
It was like kind of an apple pie. I made a pie crust from scratch, which is crazy. I don't know what I was thinking. In between writing the show stuff, and then I was like, I just need something else to do with my hands.
Stress reliever.
At night.
Yeah.
And Elliot loves like fall sweets. So I was like, okay, let me try to make this pie. And it's basically an apple pie, but it's got like a brown sugar crumble that goes on top.
Oh,
so
it gets a little caramelly.
It was so good. Yum. I was shocked at myself.
Delicious. Well, we're going to need some sweets and some carbs this week. Also, I hate to leave it on this note because I'm really excited for you with the one person show, but I did beat you in fantasy football this week.
I know. And dude, I watched all day on Sunday which was yesterday. And it was back and forth all day.
It was.
And then it just turned a corner and I was like, she's got this. One of my guys on the Eagles got hurt and got taken out of the game in the middle.
also had an injury.
No, but you crushed it. I was like, damn, Mamrie, every player for her, for the most part, is crushing it this week. And my projections have been terrible for weeks. I started strong, and then the Philadelphia Kegels has just fallen from grace, and it's been tough.
The tightest end. You're the Philadelphia Kegels. I'm the tightest end. And I also have, speaking of, a Muppet as my icon.
Yes, you do.
I have Pepe the Prawn dressed as The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson in the turtleneck. But here's the exciting thing. And guys, if you can keep up with this as we talk about fantasy, you are actually a genius.
Yeah.
Is because I'm going to win, and I think Elliot is losing.
He lost to Corey.
To Corey of Psychobabble. We're tied for first.
You and Elliot?
Me and Elliot are tied for first.
Amazing. It's very fun because it's
so
like
fun.
Now we're going away now for a few weeks, which is also very fun. But Sunday has become this day where we just we go to the store, we buy a bunch of snacks, and we make a bunch of food, and then we just sit on the couch and we watch football, and it's really fun. And then I call usually I talk to my dad on Sundays, and so it's usually he had just watched the game too. So it's a very sweet day.
So the League of Losers is bringing people together.
Yeah, because my dad will be like, "Did you have Saquon Barkley on your roster?" And I was like, "Yes, I did." He's like, "You must have had a good week." I was like, "Except Mamrie kicked my ass," and he's like, "Ah, dang." It's very sweet.
That's so cute.
Yeah, it's very sweet. And it's been very, very fun to do.
I know.
And it feels like everyone's like playing this time around.
And it feels like, this is why people like sports.
Yeah,
I'm learning this at 41 years old.
I know. That's Ellen I joke about. I was like, I see the hype now. I get the revelry. I like the ritual.
Yes.
I like that the Sunday is now like a day where this is the activity and it's very engaging and it's fun.
Some people go to church. We go to the grocery store to get snacks.
And I eat a wrong amount of food at a wrong time of day, and it is lovely. Yeah, it has been wonderful.
Well, this is our last podcast before we are going to be in the UK.
Yes. Oh my gosh. gosh, so exciting.
So exciting. We might try to like bank an episode that's a little more evergreen. So if you see us on our socials being like, hey, give us suggestions for this or questions about that, etc.
We might bank an episode or two because we're both going to be traveling for like the next 3 weeks and it's going to be different time zones and it's going to be tough to
all over the place. But we're so excited to see you guys who are coming to the show.
Yeah, Elliot's going to be opening for us on, I think, all the shows now.
I think so, yeah. I think we figured it out. Y'all got some weird rules over there.
London's got weird rules about intermissions,
crazy.
So we didn't know. But I think Elliot's going to be doing like 10 minutes or something before our show. So get excited about that.
And Chip will be backstage drinking an IPA.
Yeah. And Elliot has written some jokes that include Chip's name.
God.
But we'll see, yeah.
But all in all, I mean... I'm due to talk like Baby Billy for a little more. So this got weird.
Yep.